Welcome to this Explainer Hilltop Vision Scholars. Okay, so today we're going to dive into something absolutely incredible. We're looking at how the choices you make right now, today, actually shape the brilliant person you're becoming tomorrow. Decision-making is literally one of the most critical skills you're ever going to learn. Whether you're at school, doing chores at home, or dreaming about your future career, it matters. So let's jump right in.
Picture this, because I'm sure it's a very familiar scenario. It's a Sunday afternoon, and your friends just message you to come hang out. Obviously, you really want to go, right? Nobody wants to feel left out. But here's the catch. You've got a massive test on Monday morning, and you haven't finished your revision. So now you're stuck. Do you go for that short-term comfort, having fun with your friends right now? Or do you aim for the long-term benefit of feeling completely prepared for that exam? What should you actually do? Well, let's figure out how to navigate this exact kind of trap.
Here's what we're covering in today's Explainer. First, what is decision-making? Then, big versus small decisions. Third, the trap of easy choices. Fourth, managing emotions and peer pressure. Next, the wise decision checklist. And finally, making the right call.
All right, moving into section 1. What exactly is decision-making?
So, decision-making isn't just picking an option quickly, closing your eyes and hoping for the best just so you don't have to think about it anymore. Not at all. It's actually a very deliberate skill. It's the ability to choose wisely. And how do we do that? Well, you pause. You look at your options. You think about your personal values. You weigh the evidence and the consequences. And this is a big one. You seek advice from people you genuinely trust. It's an active, thoughtful process, not just a random guess.
And that brings us to section 2, why your decisions matter.
We spend so much time stressing over the really big decisions, don't we? Like, what course should I study? What career should I go after? Or even, which close friends should I keep? And yeah, for sure, those are absolutely vital. But we kind of tend to ignore the small decisions. Things like choosing to revise today instead of postponing until tomorrow, or going to sleep early instead of scrolling endlessly on your phone. Or even just choosing to sweep the compound or finish your chores without waiting for your parents to ask. These small choices, they might look totally harmless, but they carry so much power.
Let's break it down. On day 1, skipping your revision seems like no big deal, right? It's just one day. But if you repeat that by month 1, you're suddenly struggling with a really deep habit of procrastination. Then, fast forward to year 1, and wow, your entire future, your grades, your opportunities, they're all being actively shaped by those repeated, tiny choices. The absolute key takeaway here is this. Small, repeated decisions become habits, and your habits, they shape your entire future.
Let's jump to section 3, the trap of easy choices.
Man, it is just so tempting to grab that short-term comfort. It's so easy to say, I don't feel like studying. I'm just going to watch videos on my phone all evening. And sure, it feels great right now, but the long-term consequence? You wake up the next day completely stressed out and unprepared. On the flip side, we have the long-term benefit. A wise scholar looks at that phone and decides, okay, I'm going to put this away. I'll study for 30 minutes first, and then I can rest. It takes a lot of effort right now, I know, but it brings you so much peace of mind later.
Actually, if you remember literally only one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this truth. A good decision is not always the easiest decision. Doing the right thing, the thing that actually builds up your future, often means choosing what's challenging today rather than just settling for what's comfortable.
Let's move right along to section 4, managing emotions and peer pressure.
Look, we're all human. Emotions are a completely natural and healthy part of life. But we've got to watch out for those emotional traps. Think about it. When you're angry, you might snap and say some really hurtful things that you'll definitely regret later. Or when you're afraid of failing, you might completely back away from a brilliant opportunity at school. When you're super excited, you might totally ignore some major warning signs. And when you feel embarrassed, well, you might just pretend you don't even care about your goals. It's crazy, but your feelings can easily trick you into making choices that end up damaging your progress.
So here is the golden rule. Notice the emotion, but please do not let that emotion make the entire decision for you. It's perfectly fine to feel upset or left out or angry. A wise person just acknowledges it. They say, okay, yes, I am really angry right now. But, and this is crucial, they don't let that anger drive the car. You have to stay in the driver's seat.
Now, aside from our own internal emotions, we also have to deal with the people around us, right? Peer pressure basically comes in 2 flavors. First, there's direct peer pressure, where someone literally looks at you and says, hey, do this or you're boring. Pretty loud, right? But then there's indirect peer pressure.
This one is quiet, but honestly, it's just as powerful. It's that sneaking feeling that just because everyone else in your class or maybe your youth group at church is doing something, you absolutely have to join in just to fit in.
So whenever you feel that pressure bubbling up, whether it's loud and direct or quiet and indirect, just take a deep breath and ask yourself these questions. Why do I actually want to do this? Am I choosing this freely, or am I literally just trying to fit in? Will I be proud of this decision tomorrow? Does this actually match the values my family and community have raised me with? What could this cost me? Just asking yourself these things creates this amazing shield that totally protects your character.
All right, Section 5, the Wise Decision Checklist.
Before you make any major choice, I want you to run it through this 6-step checklist. It's a real game changer. Step 1, be super clear. What exactly am I deciding? Don't just say, I'm stressed. Say, I need to decide whether to attend the Saturday study group or go out with my friends. Step 2, what are my options? Believe me, there are almost always more than just 2. Step 3, what are the possible short and long-term consequences? Step 4, gather your facts, not just your feelings. Step 5, ask for advice. Talk to a trusted adult, a teacher, a mentor, your parent, or an older sibling. And make sure you're not just asking friends who are going to tell you whatever you want to hear. And finally, step 6, the most important one, which choice matches the person I want to become?
And that leads us nicely into Section 6, making the right call.
Let's put this into practice. Imagine you completely forgot to finish your homework, and a friend kindly offers you their book to copy real quick before the teacher walks in. Let's look at your options here. Option 1, you copy the work. The consequence? Sure, it avoids immediate trouble today, but it completely damages your honesty. And let's face it, you didn't actually learn the material. Option 2, you tell the truth and be honest. It might be tough, but it protects your character. Option 3, ask the teacher for extra time. This shows some profound responsibility. See, the easy option might save you from a quick scolding today, but those harder options, they build the trustworthy character you absolutely need for a successful life.
So here is your scholar reflection task for the day. I strongly encourage you to take just a moment today, pick one real decision that you're facing this term. Maybe it's about setting up a revision schedule, dealing with a tricky friendship, or even taking on a new responsibility at home, and run it through your brand new 6-step checklist. Actually, write it down. You'll be amazed at how much clearer the right path becomes when you just map it out like that.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this one final, powerful question to carry with you. Whenever you're faced with a choice, whether it's massive or tiny, just ask yourself, which choice matches the person I want to become? Remember, you are actively building a brilliant future, one single decision at a time. Choose wisely, scholars. I'll see you next time.